Super Bowl or bust for the Washington Commanders? With the success of the 2024 season, it put Washington in a new realm that they haven't been in over 30 years. Now that Washington is somewhat expected to have a successful season, is it Super Bowl or bust for the Washington Commanders? Let's talk about it.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career, and he's already milking injuries?
Niggas stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she fly for him, and shawty is the winner. You can tell that shawty's love again now, she's confident.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, we're going to talk Super Bowl or bust for the Washington Commanders, and is that the kind of situation that the team is in? So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you haven't reached that goal as soon as possible. Subscribe to 4th and 1, my new NFL channel. Content will start to roll out there soon. The intro video is already up. Link is in the description and comment section. This question pretty much is brought up because we're in a time of the off season where it's not much to talk about. We're waiting for training camp. And of course, as you guys know, I pay attention to everything that's going on in around the Washington Commanders, and different expectation levels are being floated around. You have some fans that are still stuck in the mindset of, hey, just give me 8, 9 wins, 10 wins in the playoff berth. You have some fans saying if we don't make it to the Super Bowl or win, then this season's a failure, and it pretty much is a setback. But the truth of the matter is Washington is in the second year of a rebuild. I get it. It doesn't look like a rebuild. It's probably not considered a rebuild, and probably never was considered a rebuild, considering the fact that Dan Quinn, when he first came in and said this was a recalibration, it was never looked at as a rebuild. That being said, is it Super Bowl or bust for the Washington Commanders, given certain expectations from certain fans? And the truth be told about that is it's not Super Bowl or bust. I think with this season, it's more so set out to be, what are you fine with? If it's not in Lombardi, if it's not in Super Bowl, because at the end of the day, only one team can hoist that trophy. So if we don't hoist that trophy this year, is this year a failure? That's the question that you simply have to ask yourself. Of course, it's disappointing. Don't get me wrong. That's my whole situation and perspective on it. I don't think it's a failure. It's a disappointment. What simply would be a failure for the Washington Commanders in 2025 is taking a major step back and not saying anything happens to the team. Let's say we are healthy, nothing major destroyed the team this season. They just took a major step back. That would be a failed season to me. 3 wins, 4 wins, 5, 6 wins, just being bad. Missing out on the playoffs, not even being in the NFC playoff picture. That's, to me, would be a failed season. But just because you don't hoist the Lombardi in year 2 of a recalibration, my opinion, does not make this a failed season up and coming. Does it make it disappointing? You daggone right, because the expectation or what we think we're getting ourselves into now has changed. The reason why we were so excited for last season is because we've never seen that. For most of us, we haven't seen that. For a lot of the older generation, they haven't seen that in 30 plus years. So that's why last season was so excitement, excuse me. Filled with excitement, I should say. But this season has expectation on it. But does that expectation mean Super Bowl only? What happens if we get to a NFC Championship game again and we lose? But this time we were hosting it. What happens if we get to an NFC Championship game and we win, but we lose the Super Bowl? What happens if we win the division? Something that we haven't done since, 2020, technically, but 2015, if we want to be honest. That's why I say you got to kind of pick and choose what for you is considered a successful season. I was listening to Louis T. Shout out to Louis T. Do you guys want to be featured in an upcoming video? Well, all you got to do is go over to the community tab and comment on the most recent post, your hottest take that you have on the Washington Commanders for this upcoming season. Your hot take will be featured in my upcoming video, Buy or Sell, where I'm reading out your hot takes and basically deciding whether I'm going to buy it, which means putting stock into it, or if I'm going to sell it, meaning I don't want no parts of your hot take. So this is a great way to be involved with the channel and get your name out there, so go over there and comment. See, and he brought this question up with Craig Hoffman. That was an amazing watch, man. I don't know about y'all, but who else enjoys the summer series? Like, that is such a brilliant idea. That is such a brilliant idea. Even when it's not the Commanders. Like, the one with BSO's owner, that's not strictly Commanders, but I enjoyed it thoroughly. That is such a brilliant idea. But I was listening to it, Craig Hoffman. I'm not as tapped in as to Craig Hoffman as other people are. Like, I get his video suggested and I see it on TikTok from here and there, but I'm not like fully locked in every episode and whatnot. But he knows ball, man. And that was the question that was simply asked, right? Was like, what is considered a successful season for you in 2025? And their answers pretty much, kind of shocked me in the terms of, okay, I get it, right? Because it's the easy answer is to say Super Bowl. After you came up that short in the NFC Championship game, it has to be the Super Bowl. Super Bowl or nothing. And it's like, no. We're in year 2. We still haven't done a lot of things that you need to do as a team to say, okay, next goal is Super Bowl. Like, don't get me wrong. Of course, I want to win a Super Bowl this year. And if we don't, it would be disappointing to me, not a failed season. But there's so many things that you have to still go through before you can consider your team Super Bowl or bust. You have to win the division multiple, in my opinion, a year or two. You have to get to an NFC Championship game at least twice and lose. Or win and lose a Super Bowl. But I would say lose, because my perfect example, and stay tuned for the first video on the 4th and 1 channel. One of the videos coming up on that channel is a team that I, in fact, do think is Super Bowl or bust. That is the Detroit Lions. You have to do what they have done already, to be considered Super Bowl or bust, in my opinion. Multiple division crowns. Went to the NFC Championship game. Had the best record in the NFL last year. Had home field advantage throughout the playoffs, first round bye, etc. I get they had injuries and whatnot, but the standard has changed for them. They've already won a division. Okay, that's cool. We've done it before. That's not nothing I'm very excited about now. We won a playoff game. Okay, cool. We're not excited about that anymore. We want to win a Super Bowl. We were supposed to do it last year. We didn't. So now they're in the Super Bowl or bust. I think this could be considered their final year. Like, I'm not saying their window's completely closed, but it's tough to remain open when you don't know what you have. You lost 2 of your coordinators that were a part of the success. Jared Goff isn't getting any younger, right? The cast around him could be changing soon. You lose Frank Ragnow. You got 2 different interior offensive linemen. So that their team is considered Super Bowl or bust for me. Us, not so much. Now, again, it depends also. You got to throw that in there as well. It also depends how the season play out. If we get out there and we're smoking teams throughout the whole regular season, 14-3, finish 15-2, hell, even 13-4, and we win the NFC East, let's say we got the first or second seed in the NFC conference, then I could see where it's like, man, not winning the Super Bowl this year feels like a failure, or it's like, that's a hard pill to swallow, because it's like you did all this success, you had all this success in the regular season, but when you get to the playoffs, it didn't necessarily translate. But that's not how I see this season playing out. I'm going to be just completely honest with you. Do I think we're going to be better? You daggone right. Do I think we're going to go to the playoffs? Yes. Do I think we're going to have a successful season? Yes. But you have to take into consideration we're one of those teams now, so our schedule is obviously hard. So I'm not saying that we're not going to win these games that we're playing. The Mahomes is the Herberts, the Hurtses, all the great teams that we play this year. Bo Nix and Michael Penix. They're like, every game is bump. I'm not even gonna hold you. I already said that when I looked at the schedule originally. Those games are gonna be tough. And statistically, what Washington was successful at last year were one-score games. And looking back at it, like historically, that's not something that translates year over year. But it could be when you have a quarterback of Jaden Daniels' caliber. That being said, I do think we're going to improve as well this year. So I still put us in like that 11, 12 range win season. 13 wins would be an absolute plus for me. And it's not something that I cannot not see. I could definitely see us winning 13, 14 games. But that, in my opinion, is where expectation may have changed. Because, again, if you're winning 13, 14 games, then it's like, okay, you basically boat race the rest of your whole entire schedule. So then you're looked at it as, okay, you get to the playoffs, now that's a different story. My expectation, or how I view the team now, is a playoff team, a Super Bowl contender. But if we don't get there, depending on how the season plays out, I'm not necessarily viewing it as a failed season. It's disappointing for sure, but we still have a lot of check marks to mark off, if you feel what I'm trying to say. Like last season, it escalated what was supposed to be a recalibration. So yes, expectation has changed, but no way in hell are we to the point where it's Super Bowl or bust quite yet. That's not a good take in my opinion. And I only brought it up because I've been curious to see, because I know there's a lot of fans that feel like it's a difference in feeling like we can win the Super Bowl and expecting to win the Super Bowl. I'm not expecting to win the Super Bowl. I'm expecting to compete for opportunity to be in the Super Bowl. Now, again, the season has to play out. If we're smoking teams and it's like, oh, man, we're looking unstoppable, you're daggone right. It's probably like, okay, I expect to win the Super Bowl. But if it's like how I expect a tough season, we're going to edge out some wins. We may take a few close losses, and we may end up with 10, 11, 12 wins again. Then it's like, okay, we're going to see. But no way in hell, especially if we win a division or if we take a step forward, am I going to put them in the Super Bowl or bust category. Now, if we're in year 3, year 4, and we still haven't done it, then that's where it's like, okay, come on, this could be considered Super Bowl or bust. But considering the fact that we have such a good quarterback so early, our window is like bigger than normal. You know, so just in year 2 to be considered your quarterback being wherever you want to place him in the top 5 or not. For him to be considered top 5, to be even in that conversation, that's a plus in itself in year 2. And just to think that he has so much more he can improve on. And this is just the floor. He's just scratching the surface. So there's no way that I don't think we're going to host in Lombardi in the next 3 years. I do expect to hoist in Lombardi in the next 2 to 3 years for sure. But specifically 2025, in my opinion, it's not a failed season if we don't win the Super Bowl. It's a disappointing season considering the fact how the season plays out. But like if it's like injuries and just so different circumstances, referees, bad calls, if it's different circumstances that changes the game that we can't predict in June, then it's like, okay, that's somewhat of the benefit of the doubt. But other than that, Washington, in my opinion, is a playoff team that has a chance to win the NFC East and has a chance to make a run at the Super Bowl. And I expect them to make a run at the Super Bowl. But if they don't get there and if they don't win it, it's not no failed season for me because it's not Super Bowl or bust. It's just year 2. That being said, let me know what you guys think about this video down below in the comment section. There you have it. It's me and boy Juan Gotti. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers, so that'd be greatly appreciated if you haven't reached that goal as soon as possible. Also, check out 4th and 1, as that link is down below in the description. That is my NFL documentary commentary style channel. You're going to love the content over there. All right, I'll catch y'all. Y'all be easy. Peace.
Never gave a ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a lawn.